We Rebuildz. Hey, so this is another live that we got going on. What we're gonna do right now, we finally got the fuel rail pressure sensor in. So what we're gonna do is remove this old one, and then we're gonna put the new one on. It's probably gonna be hard or a little bit. It's probably gonna be difficult, honestly, to get to. But we're gonna try to get to that because once we do get to it, then we could really start see if that was the problem all along for us not getting this car started, and then we go from there. So let's get ready to get the job done. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, and if it does, hey, it's a part of the game. So what we're gonna do right now is try to basically unclip some of these stuff and get it and get to work as soon as we can. Alright, so the first thing we just gotta do is just to pull up this red tab and then pull back on the black piece, and then you should have the connector off. So now I'm gonna try to see how I could be able to get to this thing. Because there's a lot of things in the way. Because we currently have these gas lines in the way as well. So it's gonna be a little bit difficult to get to it. So as a matter of fact, what I'll probably do is remove this air box so I could just basically come from this angle and then see if we could get it. And once we get it, then we should be able to have a wrench turn a little bit. So let's go. Work. a 24 millimeter socket over the sensor. So we're gonna try to see if that now could help us get out the sensor, because instead of me pulling out this whole ear box right here, I'll just use that and then see if that will let me get the sensor out. So we're gonna try that. Hopefully it does work, because then it makes it easier for us to pull off less things. So I want to make sure it makes it easier. So when it's for us to pull off less things. All right, cool. So we have gas spraying out right now, a little bit anyway, at least. So it wasn't all that torque down. I need to go back to the manual as well, so I could give you all the right torque spec for this thing, and we should be good. So I'm gonna stuff these cloth behind here just to make sure gas doesn't go all over the place. And then I'm gonna set something under the car as well, so I don't get any gas on the floor. It's probably less things to clean up once we're done. But this shouldn't take long. This should probably take us, I wanna say, about 5 minutes or so, because all I'm doing is just removing the old one. All I'm doing is just removing the old one, and then we're gonna put the new one in, because the new one just came in the mail. So hopefully this is our issue, because we already switched the mass airflow sensor, and that's not on, and the car still doesn't want to start. So alright, so we're gonna see if it's ready to come out. I still got a few more turns in it. Alright, so this is the one that we just pulled out, and as I said, this is I think this is the reason why, because if you look right here how this piece is coming up, so this is what I'm wondering, if this is the reason why it wasn't like letting it start, or it finally went out. So it's saying no communication to this thing. So now we're about to put the new one in, or the one that we just ordered, and then see if that one gives us the luck that we need. And then we're just gonna put this new one in, and then see. So another thing that I wanted to show y'all too is these go on multiple different Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsches. But I just made sure to get the one that has the same part number. I don't think it makes any sense, not any sense, but I don't think it makes any difference. But on the Audi website, when they show like multiple different ones too, and if it has like whichever different part numbers and whatever, so you could choose different part numbers as well. All right, hold on. Let me just clean off some of this thing before I put this new one on. And then I just want to also inspect it so it doesn't look like nothing is blocking it up. And I'm just wiping around the edges and whatever, so because I don't want any dirt or anything to be caught in it right now at this moment, because then it's going to even make our problems worse, and that's what I don't want right now. Because all I want to do is put this in and then see if it starts. So I'll put it in. Yeah, so So as I said, hopefully we were lucky once we changed this and this was actually our problem and it wasn't a mass airflow sensor. But if it's not, then we got more diagnosing to do. So let's hope for the best, but also expect the worst at the same time. And if you realize I'm using a deep well socket, and the reason for that is instead of using the other wrench is because this, so, and then once I push the extension down in it won't cause any issues or basically stop us from tightening it down or whatever. But as I said before, I need to just go back to the Audi manual and so I could put the correct torque on this thing. So hold on, let me check something. I don't want to mess the. I want to make sure this thing is on properly. Okay, yeah, so it is on properly. So I'm gonna just tighten it a little bit. It doesn't feel like you need much torque on it, but I gotta look at the thing. I'm not trying to even, I'm just giving it a little tug. So I'm gonna put the connector back on. Once I put the connector back on, all I'm gonna do next is just basically turn the ignition on and see if we could get some fuel to run down here. And it basically regulates it, and then we see what is the outcome once we have that done. All right, here to click, and then you just push that red tab down, and you know that it's locked in place. So, see it? If y'all didn't see it, you can see it. It's right now hiding behind here on the connector. So, that is it. So that is it right there. All right. So what I'm gonna do right now, as I said, turn the ignition on, see what happens. Hopefully, as I said, that was just the only issues that we have. We already switched the mass airflow sensor or the turbo pressure sensor. So now I'm about to see what's gonna happen. All right, so all I'm doing now is turning the ignition on so it could get some gas up here and let it basically regulate it. Even though I don't know if it's an issue, but so I'll open up the garage a little bit. So, all right, let's try this thing, see if it works. Check everything else. All right, we'll try to start it. Hopefully, that fixes our issue. If not, I don't know what else is the issue. All right, so we still is not starting. Now we have to figure out what's the issue. So now I'm scanning the card again, see what else we have on the control module. If it's going to give us the same three codes. If it still give us the same three codes, then I honestly don't know what is the next issue. Um, so we're scanning it right now. Steering wheel power column fault. So we have a whole bunch of other codes coming up. So it's gonna scan, it's gonna do its thing. Once it's done, but we still have it still popped up three codes for the mass airflow, not well, the mass airflow sensor, the fuel rail pressure sensor. So that is the only thing that I've seen it has been calling out for. So if this is not the problem, then I don't know what else could be the issue. So we'll see what the scanner tells us. It's three codes. If it's still the three codes, then I don't know. I'll probably just give it some time because the ignition is still on. So it's still the same three codes. Lost communication with fuel rail pressure sensor, boost sensor, and control module drivetrain. So still the same three codes. So I gotta see what else. I'm probably gonna maybe switch to wires and then go from there with the mass airflow sensor or the fuel pressure sensor, and then I'm gonna see when I swap those two wires if that's gonna fix for a little issue. Right. All right, so now we gotta figure out what is next. Why it's not starting. It sounds like it wants to turn over, but still nothing. All right. This car is a 2018 Audi S5, a V6 mileage. It's 19,000 miles on it. So, all right. So we're gonna try it one more time. Got the scanner right here. We're gonna see if it turns on. Or not, then if not, we just gotta figure out something and see what else could be the problem. So, but we still have those three codes. So I think it's something we already changed. We changed those two issues, those two sensors. So let's see. Yeah, so now I don't know. We already, as I said, we already swapped the fuel rail pressure sensor as he called out for, and the mass airflow sensor. So now we just got to go deeper into this car and see, because it says no communication, but we are getting the voltage from here, and we are getting the voltage reading from here as well. So it's either one out of two things. We ain't getting it from the ECU, or the ECU is not giving us the proper voltage, or but we know we have these communication bus wires that are broken. But I mean, I've also connected those wires because now we don't have any other new codes popping up on the car. So uh we're just gonna have to go back, do some more research, figure out what's going on with this car and how this car operates. But as I said, we did everything so far. Fuel rail pressure sensors changed, mass airflow sensors changed. So it's either computer, or there's a broken wire somewhere else in this system that we just need to hunt down and find. Well, the next other thing that I could do as well, we could go back through and check every single fuse. And if we check every single fuse and see if there's any blown fuse or relay, well, that's the thing. I can't, the relay, I can't do that because I don't have the relay tester. Yeah, I checked all of the fuse. So, I mean, I could check them again one more time just to make sure. But I checked them like 3 times, but I could go back through and check again. Because at the end of the day, nothing beats trying more than once. So the other thing is, yes, with the tester. So the next other thing is I should be getting a relay tester tomorrow in the mail. So once that gets here, then we're going to test every single relay that we have just to make sure it's 100% good. But I did it the old-fashioned way, where you hear the click, and then you while you just hold it on, and then you did the other two sides, or do the other two sides. And once you do the other two sides, then you will hear, you basically to check if you get continuity. And I've gotten continuity. I think I only checked like 2 or 3 of them. So I'm trying to think what else could cause this car from not starting. And I really don't know. But I know the issue started from here. As I started messing with these wires right here, that's when the issue started. But I've always gotten ever since we got this car started, we've always gotten the code for that tester and the fuel rail pressure sensor as well. So I don't know. I just have to figure it out and see what else could be the issue, honestly. But we have almost everything done and figured out. So I'm gonna check the fuses one last time, and then we just go from there. Because if that's not the if if that's not the issue, then I don't know what else is the issue. Yeah, so I'm gonna try that. I'm about to. What are the codes on the scanner? Codes that I have on the scanner. So these are the three codes that I have on the scanner. And one says lost communication to fuel rail pressure sensor. The other one lost communication with boost sensor. And the third one up top is checking coding. So these are the codes. So as I said, it could be one of those codes from the data bus. And let me see if I could clear it. See if that's gonna help me clear it. If not, no. So the code came off for the pressure sensor now. Hold on, let me see. So see what happens again. I'm gonna just clear the code. Okay, so now we have two codes left for some unknown reason. Let me just go all the way back out, and then I'm gonna rescan everything again, and then see if what. So it's only two codes coming up. So we don't have that fuel rail pressure sensor code anymore, but we still have the mass or not a mass airflow sensor or the boost sensor on the turbo boost sensor. So now we're down to two. So at least I know one is gone. So I'm gonna I can try to start it again and see what happened, and then we go from there. So let me try that, and then see if the code comes back. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to crank it one more time, and then see if the code comes back. Same thing. So same thing. All right. So now I'm going to get all the way out. Yeah. I hope that's what I'm kind of hoping for, that it does start, and then so I'm gonna do a quick erase of every code and then see what happens, see what comes back. But I mean, it looks good if one code is gone, which and that's the fuel rail pressure sensor code. And if that is gone, then it looks like we're coming to a good start. So now you notice we had three before over here. Now we have two. We still have that one for that power steering. We need to either coded it or we're gonna get the other one from the East Coast. Our trouble codes. Yeah. So we still have this one. Erase code. And that it still comes back. Alright. The only other option. Alright, so you can see it now. I'm sorry. So that's the so these are the codes. So now we have two instead of the three. So now what I'm trying to figure out is, do I need to switch these wires up top again for the mass airflow sensor, because on the schematic that Audi has, they basically call it a, oh, this is for the fuel rail pressure sensor. I'm gonna try to swap those cables because what it looks like is negative read right here. We have the 5.3 volts right here, and then we have the 4.9. So this wire is the power wire. This is the signal wire, because that's why we get the 4.95, and then the middle one is the grounding wire. This one should either give us 0 or 0.2. So, alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the ignition off. I'm going to swap those wires around and see what happens next. So, we're going to swap those wires around, the power wire and the signal wire. Once we swap those around, we're going to see if it does turn over this time. And hopefully I didn't fry this one now that we just got right now. Alright, swap them around. Yeah, that's why I made sure to turn it off and everything, so I don't short anything out. But that's what I'm worried about. I think that's what I'm thinking from the last one. It's either I end up shorting this out, and what I'm hoping that I did not do, I didn't short it out from inside the ECU, because that now would be a bad day, and that's what I'm thinking that I end up doing. But I was trying to figure out those wires at first. So, um, I was hoping that I didn't, because we have these wires already figured out, because now we know everything is talking to what it needs to talk to. So, and then now we just figured out what's the power wire from the sensor, the signal wire. Trying to find the paper that I wrote down everything on. Let me see what happened. Hopefully we get what we need. Come on, give me 1 second. So blue is power, yellow is the signal, and the no tape is ground. So on the schematic, the Audi schematic, Audi basically calls it a G71, and that's what it is. And then these are the colors for it. So, but down here, because this came from this, uh, the connector itself came from this car originally. So purple is one, two is yellow, and three is black. But on this, the schematic itself that I got from Audi, it does not tell you which side is the power from which side is the signal wire. So that's the only thing. So, all right, I'm about to turn the ignition back on again. Give it a few seconds, and then you see how it plays out. So I'm gonna set you guys right here in front of the engine, and then we go from there. If this doesn't work, then we're gonna check back every single fuse one more time just to make sure. Right now, thank you. All right. So still the same issue. No luck. I can scan it one more time and see. So I'm gonna have the scanner do its thing, and I'm gonna go back through every single fuse. So we're gonna start from back here, and we're just gonna go through all the fuses and make sure that we're good, and then we go from there. All right. That's fine. I wouldn't think it would be a fuel electrical issue. The only thing that I'm thinking is if okay, I wouldn't think it's a fuel issue because it was starting and everything until I touched those those mass the turbo pressure sensor wire. But ever since we got this car started, it was always calling out for those three codes. So, and that's what I basically narrowed them down to. Because now the fuel rail pressure sensor code is gone. So, so that one looked like it definitely was the sensor was causing the issue. But you can hear that the car wants to turn over. It's just not. And the only other thing that I could think of is one of the relays is bad, but which, that I don't know. I mean, we could, as I said, do it the way that I was talking about. You have 12 volts, and you just get 12 volts. Make sure you hear the click, and then you want to make sure you have good continuity on the other side, and then see if you know that fixes the issue. But yeah, that's the only thing I could think of because um I think I did everything because none of these none of these are blown. So now you have two fuses over to the side and to the side of the fuse box down here. So I'm gonna use a light to see if I could see it see them just to make sure. But honestly, I don't know. It's ever since I messed with those two wires. The minute I messed with those two wires, and then because it was running bad, and from I messed with those two wires, that's when we started having these issues. So there's two fuses like this in the front and in the back. So I'm just gonna look at those fuses and see if those fuses are okay, and we'll just go from there. But the starter is coming on, everything else is working. The You know, or what I'm thinking is, since it's a hard code, the computer have to reset it itself. I can't reset it, but I don't know. I'm really trying to like think about it hard in my head. Think about what else. If I'm missing something, if I, But as I said, once I messed with those wires, that's when the issue. We started having that issue. Yeah, and these two fuses look good, so. Yeah, because I've seen before where like the bottom of these fuses will burn out, but I mean, they look good, so. Hey, the next other idea I have is to see if one of those relay that I touch will, if I could switch. We're working on the Audi S5 today, but this thing will not start. So I'm checking all the fuses right now. To making sure everything is good. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It could be an electrical issue. But how far is it? That's the part that I'm trying to figure out. Well, as I said, it might be just something. So I'm thinking it just could be like either a relay, but I doubt it could be a relay at the same time. Man, what did I just do? Yeah, so it could be a relay, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for. It is a relay. Versus something else. But as I said, it sounded like it wanted to turn over, but now it doesn't. Yeah, because all these fuses are good. I kind of lost the top of this fuse, so I'm trying to find it right now. All right, I see it. Yeah, so all of these fuses are good. As I said, the last thing that I could think of is a relay. Big, and it could also be that too as well. No, this scanner, I can't see communication stream. That's the only thing that I can't see on this. And so that's the other thing that I was thinking. I need to have a scanner that could do that. So, I mean, we brought it this far. We really brought it this far. I just want to figure out what's the issue now. No, I don't see no, but because the only thing it says is, because it says no communication with fuel rail pressure sensor. No, and then now it's gone. Then it was saying no communication with that sensor up front for the turbo. So, but we did have something like I wouldn't say with this, but we had the same similar issues when we were trying to start it at one time, and it turned out it was a blown fuse, but we couldn't. Basically the car thought that it was still driving. And the car was in fully neutral. You couldn't get it in the park. We took it to Audi. Audi was like, "Hey, it's your TCM." And my cousin was telling the guy like, "Hey, there's no way it's a TCM because I just changed the TCM, and then it wasn't a TCM, and the whole time it was a fuse that basically caused the issue." So, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try a different route, right? And the different route that I'm gonna try is this. I tested it and it's good. So what I was saying was, with the relay, you basically, once you put the power on these two sides, you're gonna get a click. But on these two sides, you should have like continuity. So, because I don't have a actual relay tester, that's the only thing. So what I could do is switch this out, put the other one in, and then see what happens. And yes, I'm gonna just do one at a time. Switch one out, pull one out, then we're gonna put this one in since we're sure about this one, and see if it fixes the issue. Because if no fuse are blown, a couple things came off. So we have the fuel rail pressure sensor one came off. So now we just gotta like really dig deep right now and figure out what else. So I'm gonna try that and see. I'm gonna just change one relay at a time. Where's the light? One relay at a time. Go from there. If it doesn't work, then we're just gonna call it a day for today. Do some more research. Come back to the drawing board. We're gonna get it started. We're gonna get it started. So that's honestly that's the only thing that I'm waiting on. Because once I get it started, then I can start putting it back together. I didn't want to putting it back together without it being started. So yeah, they make these really difficult to get up. Alright. So I got this one out, set it aside. Try to put this one in. See what happens. Yes, and I was just showing us the two faults because now it just says two faults. It's weird. Now it says we have four brake faults. When I just pulled that, what you call it, that relay out. So that's probably something that controls those relays. So we're gonna have it scan again, and then we see what's our next move. Clear all the codes. See what comes back up. There we go from there. So we're clearing all the codes now. So we're gonna see what comes back up, and then narrowed it down to 2 still. Hold on, let me see. We need to dig deep into this P something code. Let me see if click search, see what it could tell us about that. Alright, so what is a P? Let's see if it's going to give us anything. It goes straight to Google, so um, I guess it doesn't want to open it up for us. Or maybe the internet ain't getting to it right. I don't know. So that's somebody's car. Does it say? What's it somebody saying? So the other thing that I'm wondering to myself is too, if the reason why it's not starting is because we have this power steering that is from the other Audi, and it needs to be coded into this car. So let me see if I could see if I could get out of this. We're gonna try some. We're gonna go to power steering and see what happens. See if we could try to do. See if we could code it or something. Try some. We'll reset it. See what happens. Code has been recorded. Oh, I did the engine module. I thought I was doing the code still ended up coming back up anyways. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can code that thing in. I mean, I doubt. I mean, this can't program, but it can code. So we'll see. So data bus is missing for that. That's what I'm saying. This is the because it's not coded to it, so it's gonna be missing. So I'm wondering if that is also playing an effect on it as well. All right. So we try to clear it. Nothing happened. Uh, we don't know what else. Do an active test. See what kind of. But I doubt I could do an active test on anything else. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing is working, so we will try to start it again. If it doesn't, then that's probably going to be what we're going to do for the day, and then see what else we can do. Because it's trying to reset it, but it can't. So since unit has been recorded, you go to trouble codes and it's gonna pop right back up. Yep. All right. Sounds like it was about to turn over. I don't want to do it too much because I don't want to burn the starter up at the same time. Yeah, I don't know what else could be the problem. These relays, maybe. Uh, Hold on. Now it says. So now it says engine module pass. Engine control module pass. All right, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna come back in and see. Because I don't believe that it will pass. Okay, so we have one. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna let it scan again one more time. If it's scanned this time and then we don't have no engine control module code, then I don't know what else could cause this car to not start. And we definitely would have to figure out that issue. Or maybe I shouldn't have bought a used mass airflow sensor. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm not trying to stay out here too long. Got to spend some time with the family and whatever. So we're going to try this one last time. All right, so now you notice I only have codes for the comfort central unit, door electronics, and electronic controls, electronic center electrics. All right, so we're gonna clear these three codes and see what happens. If it don't start, then I don't know what else. So now we have 0 codes on the car, right? Let me stand up so y'all can see me or see what I'm about to show you. Yeah, so I mean, I just got this one from like they sell used Audi parts. So more than likely, I just probably need to buy a new one, and hopefully that works. But as you can see, so I'm thinking it's probably that. But now we don't have no codes, right? Every code is gone. So before I do that, let me make a report so I could look at it later on when I'm going back through everything. But everything that we normally would have a fault for, so it's still showing we have like a fault for the comfort system, you know? So I just probably need to pull up some of the stuff right up by the mirror and see. All right. It's my last time for the day. If this don't work, then hey, we're just gonna cut the live today. All right. Now you see we don't have no codes. We checked. So it possibly could be that relay. I don't know, but we just tried to start it and it didn't start. Now, We just got a new mass airflow sensor in, or the turbo pressure sensor. That code came off. That we changed the fuel rail pressure sensor. That code came off. Now I'm gonna try to start it one more time. If it doesn't start, then I don't know what else would be the issue to make it not want to start. But it's when I was messing with those wires. Because it doesn't even want to go into like neutral or anything. So yeah. So doesn't want to. We changed everything. We changed the fuel rail pressure sensor, the mass airflow sensor, or the turbo pressure sensor for some. We changed it. We we went off the wiring diagram that Audi gave us just to make sure that these wires were good. So the only other thing is we'll just have to dig deeper into this car and figure out what's going on. Now we don't have no codes, but it still doesn't want to start. Uh, Maybe it could be the battery, it needs more power. Doubt it. So we don't know. We'll just have to look more into it, and we'll go from there and see. Or maybe I don't know. So I'm not even going to think that it's something else or whatever. So we're just gonna hit back the drawing board once again, see if we could dig into more schematics and see, and then because as I said, I want to get it running before I start putting these parts on. Because I got parts, I could put those bumper inserts in the bumper right here, and then we can just put it back together. And the side skirts should be coming. So now I don't have no codes. So I just need to figure out what's going on. But anyways, thank y'all for watching this live. Thank y'all for sharing this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We always keep doing stuff like this. We're always keep going, and we're getting bigger and better. So, but anyways, stay positive. Y'all stay motivated. Don't forget our haters are our biggest motivators. And guess what? We